Welcome back. We're still using this image of borrowed bike, and I really like it because it allows for so many aspects of language to sort of be explored, even though we're only using one image. And I think that, again, is its own sort of triumph, that we can see that an image is just as good as the person writing it, right? And then we can manipulate one image in a very different way depending on who we are and how we take that image and how we run it through our own point of view. And so this is not an original idea. This is demonstrated in many different ways by many different poets and writers in general, but I just thought it was worth revisiting and sort of thinking about the idea of line break and how we organize words on a page. And so here we have, again, our image. And something to think about, honestly, is every time we create a line break, we create a pause. And there was many a discussion within, let's say, for example, Marie Howe's class, when I was in her class in Sarah Lawrence, as to how to read a line break. And it's really perhaps a nitpicky sort of thing that poets think about, and many people might scoff at the idea, but as you'll see, the way we create space and the way we create grammar by breaking line breaks might affect the way we understand the image and the poem that we are thinking about. So here we have, just by chance, the way the lines are spaced because of the Microsoft Word programmer, word processor we're using. This is how it's broken down just as is. And of course, if we created the text smaller, it would all be on a smaller line, right? And you'll see that right away. All of a sudden, the word processor is defining what should be where. And of course, that is the enemy, perhaps, so to speak, of a writer, right? We should be determining exactly where each word is at any given time on the page, and that's sort of part of our job. And so here we go. The boy borrowed the red blistered bike whose front wheel always turned left. And of course, just to demonstrate how line placement and word placement really changes things, let's just choose a random place. The boy borrowed the red blistered bike whose front wheel always turned left. And all of a sudden now we've created a very different poem or story than we had before. The boy takes much more prominence, having that extra space afterwards. And all of a sudden, borrowed the red blistered bike. We don't know what the boy's going to do at first, right? We just know that there's a boy. And perhaps even now we have to add imagery to sort of fill in this boy because there's so much space there between the lines. The boy, what kind of boy? Old boy, older boy, younger boy, poor boy, rich boy, I don't know. Boy who likes apples, boy who likes to dance, whatever you want to say about the boy. Perhaps the boy is just in too much space, so to speak. And so now all of a sudden we maybe say the boy borrowed, and now we want to break it here. Again, our story changes. The boy borrowed. Okay, so the boy might need something, right? So now we know it's a boy who needs something. That could imply of lesser means. It could imply many different things. We don't know yet. Of course, we keep reading, and I'm just sort of over-exaggerating how much we're thinking about each line. But this is, I think, a apt sort of demonstration of how putting one word here or there, one line, different line, before, after, which word, when, past tense, present tense, infinite sort of ways we can manipulate space and time, really does affect the way we experience the story being shared or the emotion being shared. And so I just wanted to sort of highlight that again, using the same imagery we sort of been focusing on for the last couple of videos, so that we can see just how important it is, each aspect of our writing, from grammar to word choice to line spacing, and et cetera. And so today's prompt is going to be, write just a line of either fiction, poetry, nonfiction, doesn't matter, and then break it randomly somewhere and see how that changes your experience of that piece and how it opens up your imagery. And I would love to see what you come up with, either post it in the comments below or submit it to the journal. And again, if you like what we're doing here, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe to our channel. You can support the JLJ through PayPal or Patreon. You can sign up for our mailing list. You can listen to our podcast, support us just by word of mouth, however you feel like, and hopefully we'll see you again next time.